Welcome back, man. Point of no return, man. We know too much, man. We done seen too much, man. We done been through too much, man. We experiencing too much, man. God is revealing himself over and over again for us to go back to the way we used to be, think, react, and respond to life, man. This your Holy Ghost homeboy Slim, SLIMM, simply living in my moment, which means yesterday is gone, tomorrow's never promised, so all you have is right now. This moment, and I hope you fully living in yours, because I'm fully living in mine, man. Just back with another quick word. It is hot, and I know y'all see me with my beanie and everything. Y'all know I gotta keep something around my head, you feel me? I don't care how hot it is out here, but I know my limits, you feel me? Like, I know if it's pushing there, I'm not about to come out here like this and put a hat on and do all these things. And I know if I'm in a particular place with a particular people, you know, I read the room. You know, you can't do or say certain things how you usually do. Or if you're around your cousins or whatever, you know what I'm saying? You know your limits, bro. I was dealing with my daughter today. I mean, she acted one, you feel me, in the store. And she crying and hollering, jumping, throwing stuff, you feel me? Had temper tantrums, just like her daddy, you know what I'm saying? The apple don't fall too far from the tree. But I realized that I couldn't, I get frustrated, but can't really be upset, can't really be mad. She a baby, she don't know her limits. But it's a lot of people in these positions, bro, that's older now, that's got power, got money, got influence, got resources, got a say-so, got control. They still don't know their limits because all their life they went through life, people treating them special. People let them do whatever they want. People let them say whatever they say. People let them do whatever they want to do. You feel me? All because they didn't want them to get upset or to show that other side. I had somebody threaten me, talking about, boy, if I let this beast out, I said, let him out. Because guess what? I don't have to unleash my beast. You seeing them. You seeing them. So I don't have to turn into nothing. I am who I already am. And I only get better at becoming me with more time to study myself and get to know myself. Feel me? But these people do these things and say these things because they've been allowed to do it for so long that they think that that's how life's supposed to work. No, bro, you gotta know your limits, bro. And you have been the limit, and you have put the stop in people's progression and people's, you feel me, plan and people's schemes. You have been that barrier, that roadblock to put things to an end. You are the limit. You feel me? And I keep saying that, but it's definitely true. You can't talk about everybody. Feel me? You can't put your hands on everybody. You can't attack everybody. You can't treat everybody the same because everybody ain't the same. Some people like being categorized and put in a box and generalized, but for those of us who are individuals, who are living our life according to what God say, and you're reacting in real time and you're responding as life give it to you, you feel me? That's living, bro. You getting up and you being a stereotype, or you being a zodiac sign, or you being, you know, whatever you think you are, you only acting what's according to that list, that job description. That's not living. You feel me? And there's a lot of people, again, they don't understand their limits. They're actually limited themselves by saying, just because I'm an Aquarius, I'm gonna act like this, I'm gonna look like this. No, bro. You can still be exactly who you are, but do everything, be versatile. You're supposed to go out here and try and explore the world. Limits. People don't know their limits, bro. People don't know their limits, and that's why when they get to you, they so confused, because what they think of you, it's nothing like when they meet the person, when they get to, you know what I'm saying? I go around public and I know I look docile, I know I look meek, I know I look harmless, bro. It took me years to perfect this look. Years, because I will go out and I would just receive negative attention, or receive people just coming at me crazy ways. They didn't know their limits. They didn't know mine. You feel me? So I was trying to do any and everything to be approachable and be presentable to the public without being a threat, even though I'm not carrying on like a threat, even though I feel I don't look like a threat, talk like a threat, smell like a threat, act like a threat, walk like a threat. But for some people, they didn't understand what they was encountering. It was their spirit, it was their purpose, their presence that God gives you. And when he's with you, bro, people feel that, and it comes out in different ways, you feel me? So again, at that time, I perfected this look. Perfected. So when I go out in public, I know what I look like. You feel me? I know what I feel like. You feel me? And people would approach me as if I'm soft, as if I'm a little kid, as if I'm a joke. And then when I start talking and when I start standing my ground, you see how I just changed that look? When I'm getting bothered, that's how I look at people. I get sideways because that's how I feel like they coming at me. So I turn my head sideways and I get to talking direct. And then they realize how big I am, and they realize, yeah. So all that stuff you didn't see before because you ignored me, my attempt to be favorable, to be polite, to be light, to blend in a sense. You know what I'm saying? Because I stand out regardless, but I try to blend in to not, again, have that attention because I understand people don't know their limits. They don't. They think they could stare at you. They think they could talk to you any kind of way. They think they could approach your lady. They think they could come talk to your kid. It don't work like that. I'm a lion for real. I'll bite your head off. Ain't no you stick your hand, you lose a hand. No, I'm biting your head off, you come for mine. They don't know their limits, bro. And at one time, I didn't know my limits. I was all over the place. I was too emphatic. I was too meek. I was too this. But once you learn your limits, then you start balancing yourself out. You start EQing. You start mixing and mastering yourself. Like, that's how we get the perfect sound. You know, when Dr. Dre put his hands on something and you can turn it to the back so they don't hurt your ears, that means that he equalized it. That means he mixed and mastered it to where every instrument, every sound, even the rapper's voice, all their vocals, everything is put to the point to where it's perfectly balanced, to where it's palatable, to where you could turn it up and still enjoy the quality of the music that you're listening to. You feel me? So when you know your limits, you find your recipe to what makes you you, to what makes you constant. So every day, it don't matter what I'm going through, what I look like, what I feel like, I'm going to be myself because I've know my limits. I know the God I serve, you feel me? He don't have limits. So I'm not foolish enough to think that I am a God, to think that I can do what he know. We were made in his image. We have his abilities, but we don't have the fullness of. He can do all things. We can do some things. We can do a lot of things. We could do most things. We can do much of stuff. You feel me? But it's no way we can do all things. At some point, we're going to need help because we have reached a limit to where we can't do it. So when you get to our limit, where we can't do it, that's actually a good thing for a believer because that means God is stepping in. You got to know your limits. So when it's times where you can't make a move, you can't make a phone call, you can't make it's nothing you can do. That means you got to take your hands off of it so God could do what he want to do with it. That's a limit. That's a ceiling. Like when you out and you're in public, and when you out at certain type of vibes, if you out at a formal restaurant, it's a certain way you present yourself. It's a dress code. It's a certain way you got to be in there. You're not finna go up in there with no jeans and no sneakers. You know what I'm saying? And you talking 150, 200 a plate. Nah, it's not one of the type of deals, bro. If you at a Jamaican spot, you can expect to be a little bit more low key. It's 420 friendly, all these type of things. I gotta know your limits, bro. Same thing with the people that you're dealing with. You gotta know their limits. So if you know that you can be a bit much, you can be a bit excessive, you gotta understand when to tone it down, when to hold back, when to take time to yourself. If you understand that you reach your limit, you gotta know when to take a time for yourself. Just to go sit for 5 minutes to rebalance, recalibrate, mix and master, to EQ yourself, because you don't want to get anything off limits. And even in your body, how all this works, we got acid in our body, we got metals in our body, we got fluid in our body, we got bone in our body, we got gold in our body, we got iron in our body, all type of stuff. But if one thing get too hot, it mess with something. You feel me? Everything got to be at a certain limit, a certain level. And what's going on, you realize that the limit that you at, it's season for you to receive your blessing, to receive your breakthrough, and everybody knows it too. And that's why they're pushing your limits, because they're trying to make you fumble the ball before you get it. They're trying to psych you out. You feel me? And that's what a lot of times people do. Before they even take the shot, they know they missed it, because all before they didn't believe in it. And they listening to people, you ain't gonna good enough, you ain't gonna make this, you don't deserve this, God not gonna give you this, there ain't no God. I done heard people say that. I done heard people say F God, all type of stuff, trying to discourage me, to get me to stop believing and doing what I'm doing. So when I get to my big opportunity, my big chance, if I'm steady listening to all these people that's talking on my back, then I'm gonna miss that shot. But if I'm listening to God and he's saying, hey, I got you, Where you have a limit, I can come meet you there and take it the rest of the way. Where you feel afraid, I can take your fear and I can still give you confidence and I can still give you courage. And despite your fear and despite you being afraid, you still could get the job done. Even if you don't feel like you're attractive enough, I can make you see the beauty inside of yourself to make you feel like you're beautiful and you deserve the best person for you, and you're not going to settle for less. He wants you to reach certain limits because he wants you to understand that ain't nobody God but him. But it's people, like I say, that's sick in the head, that's sick in the heart, sick in the spirit. They believe that they can do anything. They can do all things. They could be here. They could be there. They could talk about this person. They could start this mess. They can start this fire and nothing happens to them. They could commit a crime and they don't go to jail. It's people that really believe this stuff. It's people that they think they could beat up anybody. It's people that, I'm telling you, it's a woman that think that there's no man that she can't get, and it's a man that think it's no woman that he can't. I'm telling you, it's people who feel this way. And that's why you put it in place to show people, again, their limits. No, you can't buy me. You can't corrupt me. You can't change me. You can't break me. You can't defeat me. You feel me? Your will is not stronger than my will. Your way is not better than my God's way. It can't be. It can't be. So everything that's put in front of you to limit you, that is an enemy. That's a trick of the enemy. At this point, you got to feel like it's nothing that you can't do with God. You got to feel like it's nothing impossible with God. You got to feel like it's nothing he won't do for the child that he loved. You know what I'm saying? The friend that you become to be to him. You know what I'm saying? The student that you have been to him, under him, just listening to him, just taking out. So it's no way that he's going to let you be out here to be high and dry. He will never leave you nor forsake you. So don't let the enemy put a limit on you of what your God can do for you. They're limited. They're limited because they're limited in the way that they think. They're limited in the way that they perceive life. They're limited in the way they speak. They're limited in the way they believe. So therefore, their life is limited. Their bank accounts are going to be limited. Their love is going to be limited. You feel me? Their good days is going to be limited. If you continue doing what you're doing and staying on this path, everything is about to be unlocked and unlimited for you. But you got to, again, know your limits. You got to know what you're able to do as a human being and what you're not able to do. So if I'm, trust me, bro, that used to bother me, bro, because I want to do everything. If somebody called me, they won't help, and I'm unable to help them. It used to make me upset and actually make me sad, sometimes make me cry. That's how bad I want to help. But then I got to thinking about it. I was like, I'm not God. I'm not God. I can't do everything. So when I get to a point to where I can't do something, I'll be like, boom, that's an opportunity for God to come in and show up and show out. And who better than get the credit, to get the glory, to get the, you know what I'm saying, the worship and the praise? Who better? Because I don't want somebody to think that I'm doing anything. No, anything I'm allowed to do is because I'm allowed to do it because God ordained it and he said so. If it's something that I'm not meant to do, trust me, bro, it ain't gonna happen. No matter how bad I want it, no matter how bad I desire it, if it ain't meant to be, it ain't gonna happen, bro. So I'm telling you that God is trying to take you, bro, past your limits, past your fears, past your doubts, past any hesitation that you've had up until this point. He's trying to take you to a place to where all you see is possibility. All you see is your dreams. All you see is the next goal. All you see is the next opportunity. All you see is your aspirations and the desires of your heart coming true. And that's what we at. So like I say, if it's things put in your place to limit you, that's from the enemy. But again, you got to be able to limit yourself, and you got to be able to limit what other people are allowed to do in your life. Limit the way people affect you. Limit the way people influence your mind or influence your say-so. Limit the way people push you to move and push you to do, like, limit all that. Limit. And I'm telling you, like, the more you get balanced and the more you limit yourself and you equalize yourself and you mix and master yourself, you realize that now is really unlimited, because we know it's not our will, it's not our doing. We serve a God who's unlimited, who's almighty, and as long as we put him first, then he allows the limits to be taken off. But like I say, man, like just keep going, and you got to teach yourself how to deal with yourself, how to master yourself. Like I heard somebody say, master your energy. You have to, and then you have to learn. You have to learn how to teach other people to master themselves too. And the best way to do it is you master yourself first. And then you're able to give them the information, the knowledge, the wisdom, the understanding. You're able to give them examples. You're able to help them in real time. You feel me? And they're watching you. They're listening to you. You're influencing a lot of people, whether people say it or not. And then the people that's the big influencers, they're always being influenced by people that's in smaller stature than them. They just taking what we say. They taking our game, and then they're saying it because they have a bigger platform, or they have a way that they could monetize things first or copyright things. That's been since the beginning of time. But don't think that you're being ignored. Don't think that you're being overlooked. You're actually influencing the influencers, bro. But like I say, just know your limits. May it be appropriate. Because a lot of people are out of pocket right now. We're too old to be acting the way we acting and thinking the way we thinking, and then we too young to be acting the way we acting and thinking the way we thinking. So these limits and these boundaries will put you at your appropriate place in life. You feel me? It's all off balance right now. But when you limit yourself, when you limit other people, and you allow God to be unlimited and do his thing, everything is balanced. Everything is balanced, and life just flows a little bit better. Even with the ups and downs, the bumps and the bruises, the trials and the tribulations, you feel okay because you know it's just balancing itself out. And eventually, even that, your bad days going to have their limits, and it's going to have to open up and give you your breakthrough, give you your blessing. So if you seeing this and you feel like you're being limited, you feel like people trying to put you in the box, you feel like you're being closed in, and you just feel claustrophobic, and you want to break out and just scream and just roar and show your size and show your voice, this is for you. Continue to know your limits and allow God to be the unlimited exponent in your life, man. You know, that's all I got. But like I say, till next time, man, Slim, know your limits.